it's Emily with veevonderland. Since today's video is a full glam look, I'm going to be caking on all kinds of different things on my face, so I thought I should actually go a little bit lighter with the primer that I'm doing. And so the primer today I'm using is the Bare Minerals Primetime Original Foundation Primer, and I already went ahead and applied that. Make sure you apply your moisturizer and your SPF before you put on your primer, although for this specific primer, it's actually kind of like water-like. I seem to be choosing a lot of water-like products kind of by coincidence, but as you can see, it's almost like a light gel, and so you don't really need to put moisturizer, but definitely put on sunscreen before this step. Next, for foundation, we're actually going in with the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. I have no idea if I said that correctly, je ne parle pas français, but I liked the idea of just all over concealer because I heard like some really great things about the NARS version of this, although I also saw that Zendaya was doing the campaigns for Lancome lately and she always looks flawless, so I was like, maybe I should try that. So we're gonna go ahead and try this for the first time. This is 41050. That's what the numbers are here. I'm not sure if that's what that means, but usually I go for like medium or light medium with either neutral tones or slightly warm tones. But I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pat this in, and we'll see you in a few minutes. So this is what the foundation looks like applied, and I actually like this a lot. I love the idea that there is just an all over concealer. I feel like that's how concealer should be. It shouldn't really look like it's too different from your skin, in my opinion, just because then you'll have to like blend it out and whatnot. So this is kind of like a one product does all, and it's quite good when it comes to full glam coverage because once again, this is a concealer. It is supposed to conceal. So I like this. You will probably see this in some other videos. Next step is going to be eyebrows, and I think since it's a full glam look, we're gonna have to go in with some precision. I just got my brows done, so thank goodness I don't really have to do too much sculpting and whatnot. So this is Benefit Cosmetics Precisely My Brow Pencil. And so I always like to go in like this, and I follow whatever, shape my brows normally are, and then I'll kind of fill it in, and then with the spoolie, I'll brush it the opposite way and then back. I'll show you all how to do that right now. So as you can see, I've kind of gone ahead and done the natural sort of shape of where my brow is and what I want it to look like, especially in the corner here. I kind of add a little bit of pizzazz, a little zhuzh here to make it a little bit stronger. And then once I do that, I go ahead, and this is from the Morphe, I think it's like their classic brush set. I just bought like this Morphe thing with a ton of brushes, and so this is the M158 right here. It's got a spoolie here, and it's also got this sort of maybe edged tilted brush. But anywho, we're gonna go ahead and use the spoolie. I always go the opposite way first just to really incorporate it, and then I smooth it all over back this way, and it just gives a more blended look. Granted, I do have some weird balding spots sometimes when it comes to my brows. Lord knows why, I don't. If that's the case, then like right here, I'll kind of go in again a little bit more until I'm satisfied with my brow. Now to just make sure that everything looks perfect, because usually when you think full glam, you think perfect, I'm going in with the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. And the reason why I'm using a different concealer than the one that I use for my whole face is because, especially when I'm going in with my brows, I don't want like the brow product to get into my concealer and it to like mess up my whole concealer. So this is just kind of my go-to for when I'm baking or when I'm using my brows, just so I don't really get any colors mixed up. But I like to go here, and I just like to clean up my brows after. I'm just going in with just a regular brush to kind of clean it up. I don't think my brows have been this thick in a while. But anyways, moving on, we're going to go in with the eyeshadow for today. And I think that it's normally great to go in with an eyeshadow primer, especially if you want things to stay, to look even, and if you're putting a lot of eyeshadow on. So I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Eden. And there's a colorless version of this as well as the Eden version. I like to use the Eden version. This is great if you have a darker skin tone, just because there's already a little bit of tint to it, so it's better than being colorless. That's just my opinion though. For palettes that I'm going to use today, I'm going to use a combination of my favorite two from veevonderland Cosmetics, which is Because of You, I Dance All Day, and Stop Bullying. These are my favorite go-to palettes. They actually have tons of palettes on the veevonderland Cosmetics shop. Link is in the description, and everything right now is 50%. not 10%, not 20%. Yes, you heard me right, 50%. So make sure to go ahead and check that out. Starting off, we're gonna go ahead with the Because of You I Dance All Day palette. I'm gonna go ahead and use the color My Voice here. It's kind of like a wet sand color, and I'm just using a fluffy brush. You can use any fluffy brush, but the one I'm using is the Morphe M441. And I like to go ahead and always make this swooping sort of technique. And the reason why I do that is because I'm a monolid. I don't really have much dimension here, so I want to make my eyes look bigger by making it look deeper. And so I'll also go ahead and I'll always kind of squint here just to get this under eye part shaded. It's kind of normally what a lot of people do. Like if you look at those like Asian girl TikToks or like the TikTok makeup trends, I see that they do this, and at first I didn't really understand why, but when I kind of researched it a little bit more, it's because the more surface area you have, the bigger your eye looks. And so that's kind of just what I'm doing today. I'm going to go ahead and do it with both sides. Now going in with a smaller brush here, I'm going in with the M506. It's time to kind of step up the color game and go in with the color. And so this color is going to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to want to put it in the corner of my eye, kind of flick a little bit here. I still want to maintain the integrity of this original uplifting shape that I had. As you can see, it's a little bit more angled right here. And I like to make a triangle, so I flick up and then I kind of connect it over here, because eventually you'll want eyeliner, right? So that's kind of what I'm going for. Defining the corner and lifting the face at the same time with the darker colors in the corner. Now for the darkest color that we will use, we're gonna go in with the Your Energy Inside. Same brush, the M506, and we're just gonna go ahead and kind of buff out the corner. And I know for some of you who are more used to natural makeup, maybe you're a little bit irked or not as convinced, but I will cover it all with the beautiful shimmery color so it'll look more blended and more, well, less harsh. And this time I want to connect everything that we've been doing here. So I want to connect this kind of swooping motion with this flicking motion to kind of get a very, very concentrated corner. Going in with the flick, I'm going in right here, and I'm just gonna buff it out with the other colors. As you can see now, this is very, very dark, but don't be alarmed. We're gonna go ahead and go in with some of my favorite colors of this palette, which is You Make Me Smile, Move My Soul right here, and I Dance All Day. So we're gonna use both of these, like a combination of these more over here, and then when it gets to this part where it's very light, we're gonna use the Move My Soul pink color. And now you can go with a fluffy brush at this point. I'm going in with the M441. This was the first brush that I used in order to kind of make the initial crease. And I'm gonna start by going in the middle part of my eye and kind of lightly brushing it over here. Maybe do bring it a little bit more like out here. And then I'll be sure to buff it all out, but using the other side of the brush, or the less concentrated side of the brush, but there's less powder. I'm gonna go in with the pink here, and I'm gonna put it more like here in the inner part of my eye. So it'll be like a nice color gradient once I fully blend it all in together. Boom, she poppin'. So this is what the eyeshadow all looks like when it's all done. By the way, side note, do you like my nails? I love the way my nails were done today. I feel like they really match this kind of brown, full glam. It's got some light gold. Anywho, moving on. We're gonna go ahead and put on eyeliner. And the thing that I like to do, since I'm not necessarily the best at eyeliner, to be honest, like sometimes I'll have really good days, but there'll be like once in a while I'll have like a really like beep, like it'll just be like really messed up. And so I always like to go in with kind of a pseudo eyeliner. And so I'll be using this color actually, or a combination of these two colors. The black one is called Because of You, and this is Your Energy Inside. And I'm using this angled brush here. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab some of that powder. And I like to kind of line my eyes as normal like this. And then I'll go in with a much darker liquid eyeliner, or if I think this eyeliner looks good, I just keep it as is and then put on the lashes. But this is usually what I do before I just kind of fully commit and go all in. So I did end up going in with the MAC Brush Black 24-hour eyeliner, and it's the liquid eyeliner that they have that they're pretty well known for, or whenever I go to MAC, someone always tries to recommend me that, and I think it does work well, so I thought it'd be good because I normally don't use black eyeliner, but I think for a full glam look, you kind of have to, or else it gets washed out. Moving on, we're gonna go ahead and use mascara. I am using the Beautiful Days mascara by veevonderland. And this is the only mascara you really need. Like, people always talk about TikTok mascara, but this is the best one, and it's 50% off. As you can see, I'm just coating my lashes, and this is the kind of volume you need, especially for full glam. I just curled my lashes, and look at this, already kind of like falsies, as you can see, so we enjoy a good lash time. Now it's time for some ABG action. It's time to go in with some Wispies by Ardell. And my friends, this is not wispy. It says it's wispy, but does this look natural to you? It does not. But that's why it's perfect for this full glam look. And it does kind of maybe wisp out in the edges, so that's why it looks a little bit more natural and doesn't look like broomsticks. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these, and we'll see you in a bit. Now it is time to go in with some contour. This is the NC60 Studio Fix Soft Matte Foundation Stick. That is a mouthful, but it's just the foundation stick in a cool tone. And as y'all can see, this is very chocolatey compared to my normal skin tone, which is totally fine because one, it is full glam. You kind of need it to be strong because everything else is really strong. But also when you blend this out, it doesn't look as bad as you think it will. Like, it doesn't look as strong as you think it will, unless if you keep building it, because this is a buildable foundation stick. And I'm just going in with a regular Costco brush and just kind of blending it in. So something to note about this foundation stick is that because it is a matte foundation stick, it's going to be a little less viscous and a little bit less forgiving when it comes to being able to blend it into your skin. So that's why I used a liquid foundation today, or rather concealer, so that these can blend well and play well together. If you use a powder foundation, it's really hard to use these sticks and to like blend it in nice. So just be aware of that when you're deciding whether you should do liquids or solids. You usually want like a mix. Now, when it comes to doing highlighter, the highlighter stick I like to use is the Fenty Beauty Match Stick in Trippin'. This is kind of rose gold, and as you can see, there's lots of golds and browns, and I think this is a great tint to use. And so I go in with my nose here, I go in with the arch of my lip, as well as obviously this area here at the peak of the big three that people like to do when it comes to contouring. And then just with my like finger here, I just very lightly kind of brush it in. It's oil-based, so it's quite easy to blend in with your skin. And then there you have it. It's a very nice glow. Before we go on to set this whole look, for a full glam, I think I'm gonna go with nude, but just wanted to let y'all know we have this dream set of 4 beautiful versatile colors you can use. It is in the link below. Check it out, and it's 50% off for 4 lovely lipsticks that you can use for any occasion. Before I do that, I'm gonna quickly go in with some lipstick primer. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And some of you might be wondering, what's the point, Emily? It looks like it's just a glorified piece of chapstick. Well, that's what I thought too at first, but this is actually a very different texture. You know how Vaseline has kind of a more viscous texture per se, but this one, how do I explain it? Almost like beeswax per se. It's very good for keeping in and locking in that moisture in your lips. If you don't have moisture prior to putting this on, I recommend before you start this whole makeup look to go ahead and put on your favorite lip balm or lip sleeping mask, because it's really good for keeping your lips hydrated, but not good for adding hydration to your lips. And it also gives lipsticks a thing to kind of sit on so that it doesn't really smear around and whatnot. It's priming your lips like you prime your eyes. And once again, I just went in with the color Nude, and this is the color that I use the most, but it works for everyday looks. So if you really want a lipstick that will be there for you all the time and that is perfect for any occasion, Nude, the Love of My Life lipstick, is perfect. So using just a regular brush and this Tatcha setting powder, I think it's like the Silk Canvas sort of series that they've been doing, I'm just gonna lightly brush my face with powder. And we're gonna go in with the Wanna Be Me setting spray by veevonderland Cosmetics. Yes, this is also 50% off if you're wondering. Everything in the shop, 50% off. But look at this. This is just my favorite setting spray for everything. I think it's great for this luxurious looking full glam look, and I'm gonna go ahead and set it with that spray. For those of you who are a bit newer to makeup, I just wanted to let you know that setting is good because it lets your makeup last longer. If you're going to do the spray without doing the powder, don't do it. It will melt off your makeup and all of your hard work. So that's why you put in the powder. Even if you do have dry skin, because when you spritz it all, it will kind of meld together and lock in all your makeup. That's it for today's tutorial. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. See ya!